question 65, we're told that cystic fibrosis is a condition of the respiratory system caused by abnormal iron transport in the lungs, and it's a recessive genetic condition. That means that it can only be expressed when the individual is homozygous recessive for that particular allele. Okay, we're then told that a female carrier mates with a child who is also a carrier, and we're asked what the probabilities of the child having the following two characteristics represented in this table. The left-hand column being the probability of having a son who has cystic fibrosis, i.e. is homozygous recessive, and the probability of having a child who is a female who does not have cystic fibrosis but carries the recessive allele. That means the probability of a child who is female and a heterozygote. Okay, so we're told that our two parents are both carriers but do not have the condition, therefore they're both heterozygotes. We'll work through this Punnett square here. Dominant and dominant makes homozygous dominant, dominant and recessive makes heterozygotes, and two recessive alleles forms homozygous recessive. So that's the expected ratio of genotypes, and so in order to find the number, or rather the proportion, which conform to these descriptions, we'll set up a simple table. So the probability of having a child who is homozygous recessive is a quarter. Let's use this column here to work through the probability of having a child of a particular sex, which is 50%, whether male or female. So we have an eighth, representing the probability of having a male child who is homozygous recessive, and that's an eighth. Now to work out the probability of a female who is a heterozygote, well, in our Punnett square we have two individuals, or 50%, or half, which are heterozygotes, and again we multiply by a half to find a particular gender, and then we find that this, when multiplied together, is a quarter. Multiplication is used to represent an individual having both individual types of condition, that being a particular genotype and a particular sex. Okay, so we should have our answer that we have an eighth and a quarter as our two probabilities, and that gives us our answer as G.